welcome back to Protect and Persevere. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual, and honestly the way I've been putting out content is probably just going to have to change a little bit just because of life and family stuff going on, and I don't know, that takes up a lot of time and just availability. But one thing I might be able to do is just kind of come out here and ramble on things I've thought about or figured out, or things I feel like I should touch on maybe, and just kind of give my little 2 cents about things. But a lot of what I have been doing is kind of just researching, figuring out my gear, testing stuff, and honestly just trying to learn as much as I can from other dudes that are putting out a lot of great content. One of them even gave me a shout out, which I don't even know why he did, just because I'm such a small, I really don't know that much. But Survivor Metal Man, pretty good channel, way more informational than I am, but his channel is pretty cool. RECCE, I just found his channel. He puts out a ton of great stuff, and Swamp Dweller, a couple other good ones. Mainly, honestly, there's so many different channels out there that are way better than mine, but I've been trying to learn, and yeah, I just might be able to rant. Some other good channels, I think it's Op4Ater. It's like op and then 4 and then 8, the number 8. He puts out all the good stuff. But honestly, one of the main reasons I got into kind of shooting, besides more than just Coke cans and stuff like that, and hunting, was channels like Grantham and T-Rex Arms and stuff like that. But I can't put out crazy content like that. I don't have other people to film me, so a lot of it's probably just gonna be ramblings like this. But yeah, I can't list all the people that have influenced me. There's so many good channels out there, and they're all cover different things too. None of us are really experts in everything. We all have our little bits of wisdom to share. But one of the things I want to talk about is how things need to be balanced, and particularly in kind of the setup for gear and the thoughts behind them. I know there's been a big RECCE trend, and I've never served or anything, so I've never done recon on actual targets, but just basic term of RECCE is you're trying to figure out intel. It's more low speed, high drag, it's stuff like that, which I think is cool and stuff. But at the same time, I think a lot of people, it seems to ebb and flow between two things. It used to be really big in the CQB and Mark 18s, short guns, clearing rooms, and then you start realizing that stuff's not, it's cool, but it's not really realistic. But then if you go in the opposite spectrum of, oh, RECCE, sniper, I'm shooting a dude a mile away, I'm all gillied up running around, and you kind of realize that end of the spectrum is just as unrealistic as the other one. And one thing I've tried to done is not get sucked in to either one of the spectrums, but find a balance in between. Because for instance, I don't think we should copy per se everything the military does, or what police does, or SWAT guys, because at the end of the day, the armed prepared citizen, or whatever you want to call it, we have very different aspects of things that we can draw things from for our own situations. So for instance, I don't think having a short AR, knowing how to clear your own house, you shouldn't have to clear your house unless you absolutely have to, but being able to work in short, small spaces, body armor, night vision, stuff like that, being able to shoot quickly and accurately, I don't think those are bad things at all. And in fact, I think you should work on that before you start doing long range stuff, because more than likely, you're going to need to defend your home. That should be more important than can I shoot someone a mile away, or whatever you want to think. At least how I look at it. I try to tier things out of highest priority, middle priority, lowest priority. And that's why things like body armor and stuff like that, I think should be almost more important than, oh, I have a giant rucksack. Because personally, I think a lot of people like to throw around the word prepper. They're not bugging out anywhere. They're hunkering down or bunkering in where they're at. So if that's the case, you're going to need armor and stuff like that, or I don't think those are bad ideas. But at the same time, you can't get sucked into the whole Navy SEAL CQB thing, and because there are sometimes that one of the other great channels I follow is Brass Facts. I think he's just another dirty civilian, but he talked about how if there ever was some type of grid down whatever thing, you're gonna want to hunker down, you know, eat your food, do push-ups, screw around, stuff like that, but eventually you're gonna want to find intel on what's going on. And that's why I'm starting to look into other forms of gear, such as this nixieworks. So trying to conclude my thoughts, I think something I've been trying to do lately is configure gear and loadouts that are versatile enough to where they can cover both ends. Something that, hey, if I need to deploy this right now to defend my family or my community in kind of close proximity, I can do it. But at the same time, if I need to, I don't know, let's say go walk to my neighbor's house that might be like 10 miles away, or go scout a location for, I don't know, whatever reason, I need to be able to do that. So that's why, for instance, you know, I've done a lot of researching, experimenting, you know, running around with armor, but at the same time, I just kind of recently picked up this LBE belt kit from nixieworks, because it kind of covers more of the, I just need to sustain myself. And so that's why I think a lot of people should be, I think people should look into making their gear adaptable, I guess the way you could say it, just being more versatile of a prepared citizen. Don't get sucked into just the CQD stuff. Don't get sucked into the RECCE stuff. Find a balance and work both of those. You know, if you're gonna, like personally, I kind of rigged this gun up to be kind of more of the RECCE side, but at the same time, there's a absolute 100% time and place for the kind of a 10.5 Mark 18, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I guess the way I want to look at it is don't get sucked into one thing. Be as versatile and as adaptable as possible, because at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. Because if anything, nothing could happen. And you know, more than likely, if you ever do have to draw your gun, that's something I tell all my buddies, is you're going to get mugged in a Walmart, or just you're putting gas, and you're going to have to rely on your concealed carry. So that's why, honestly, you should develop your handgun skills more than anything else, because that is, statistically speaking, the highest probability of using lethal force. It's not going to be out in the woods, you know, being a partisan. It's not going to be, you know, kicking down doors. It's going to be just you're walking around, you know, just getting gas or going to movies or something like that. So yeah, just be versatile, adaptable. Don't get sucked into one thing. That's one thing I've kind of do is, I think it's called like analytical, like brain fog, where it's like you're just thinking about so many different things at one time that you can't get focused. Just try to be well-rounded. Yeah, I hope y'all like this ramble. Stay safe, everyone. God bless, and have a nice day.